Good morning, my beautiful people. You know what today is. It is Tuesday, and it's Let's Talk About It Tuesday with the Coach Q. I am in the car, as you can see, but I wanted to get this message out. Today's topic is about the spotlight effect and ways to cope with it. And for those who don't know what the spotlight effect is, it is a real phenomenon that refers to the tendency that some people have to overestimate how much other people notice about them, like their appearances, behaviors, etc. In other words, some people tend to think there is a spotlight on them at all times, and it's highlighting all of their flaws and mistakes, which causes a lot of social anxiety. The spotlight effect can strongly influence your thinking in a variety of situations, so it's important to understand it, especially when it comes to making yourself feel less self-conscious and more confident. So here's a scenario. You're walking down a hallway and you think that your hair looks bad. As you walk past several people, you think everyone's looking at you, noticing your messy hair. But guess what? I can guarantee you that you are greatly overestimating how much people noticed or even cared at all. So while we're out here worrying about what others are noticing about us, in reality, most of them aren't. This is because most people are too preoccupied thinking about themselves or something that they are doing. And I can tell you this, if I were ever in a meeting with you or a conference or wherever, there's a very small chance that I'm going to notice or remember what shirt you wore. Why? Because I'm focused on other things. And to be honest, I'm probably thinking about what I'm going to eat afterwards. So once you can see that people really are all caught up in their own stuff, it will become easier to imagine the spotlight effect. The spotlight is not shining on you or your flaws. The spotlight effect comes from being overly self-conscious. And although it could be difficult to avoid this form of biased thinking altogether, being aware of it can reduce its influence on you, though. And furthermore, if there is something that you feel self-conscious about, try to assess the situation in a realistic way and think about how unlikely other people are to notice it. And when in doubt, assume that you are overestimating how much people care and try to relax. And remember that even if someone does notices whatever you are worried about, they probably won't care about it nearly as much as you think, and they won't even remember it in the long run. Another way to work on overcoming the spotlight effect is to test your belief that other people are noticing and evaluating you. And to do this, it is helpful to understand a concept that I identify as the illusion of transparency, which asserts that people tend to think that their internal state is visible for others to see, and it's truly not. So I will share with you guys a few ways to combat the spotlight effect so that you can move your thoughts off of you and into the world. The first thing is to understand that you're not the center of attention, and acknowledging that you're not at the center of attention, it reduces external social pressure. And remember that if you mostly focus on yourself, others will too. So stop, and you'll notice that you're overthinking, and let the thought free you instead of scare you. The second thing is to pay attention to others. When you're in a social situation or setting, it's easy to get caught up in your own thoughts and feelings. But if you actively listen to others, you'll be thinking about them and their fantastic ideas and not yourself. And the third thing is to use the so what method. Ask yourself, so what? After you think negatively about your actions or behaviors. Use this technique to put your concerns into perspective. And if you're worried about making a mistake during like a presentation or whatever, ask yourself, so what if this does happen? In most cases, the answer is that it won't significantly impact your career or your personal life. And finally, find an accountability partner. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, ask for help. Talking to a friend or seeking therapy can ease your self-improvement journey. Recognize the negative behavior patterns and slowly reframe your mind so these intrusive thoughts aren't so automatic. And overall, your goal should be to reduce your social anxiety by eliminating the spotlight effect so that you can think in a more clearer and rational way. For most people, learning to mitigate the spotlight effect means to learn to not worry so much about the small things and what other people think, which can help you become less self-conscious and more confident. Or you can adopt my motto, and that is, I don't care what you think about me because I don't think about you at all. Listen, guys, I want you guys to kick the social anxiety and the spotlight effect so that you can feel strong and confident. And I want you to thrive. I want you to thrive often and thrive always. You guys are way more than enough, and we'll talk soon. Bye.